You've been told that early childhood is a race. Teach them ABCs, teach them numbers, get them ahead before everyone else's child gets there first. But what if I told you that everything you think matters before age 5 is actually the least important part? What if the real foundation of your child's future success, intelligence, confidence, and emotional strength has nothing to do with flashcards, worksheets, or early academics? And what if the thing they need most is something so simple, so quiet, and so invisible that most parents overlook it entirely? Because before age 5, the number one thing your child needs more than ABC or 1, 2, 3 is emotional safety. Not perfection, not constant happiness, not endless stimulation, just the deep, steady sense that they are safe with you, safe in your presence, safe in their feelings, and safe to explore the world without fear of rejection or punishment for simply being who they are. When a child's brain grows, it does not ask for letters, it asks, "Am I safe?" And everything in their development, language, learning, behavior, personality, emotional regulation, creativity, depends on the answer to that single question. Every time your child looks at you, runs to you, cries in front of you, whines, throws a tantrum, or reaches out their hands, they are not testing your patience. They are checking their safety. They're asking, "Can I trust you with my big feelings? Do I matter when I am difficult? Will you stay close even when I'm not easy to love?" No worksheet in the world can replace the impact of your calm face during their storm. When a child feels emotionally safe, the brain's learning centers, especially the prefrontal cortex, turn on. The child becomes curious, motivated, confident, and socially connected. When a child feels unsafe through yelling, shame, fear, hitting, or emotional coldness, the learning brain shuts down and the survival brain takes over. And yet many parents unknowingly spend the first 5 years focusing on academics and behavior, believing that good kids are the quiet ones who sit still and follow instructions. But children who look obedient aren't always okay. Children who appear difficult aren't always struggling. The real question is, do they feel safe enough to be themselves? You might think emotional safety means soft parenting or giving them everything they want. But emotional safety actually means boundaries delivered with warmth. It means teaching without shaming. It means guiding instead of intimidating. It means being their steady ground when their feelings feel too big for their small bodies. Before age 5, children do not need perfection. They need one adult who sees them, hears them, understands them, and doesn't punish them for having emotions they cannot control yet. Think about the moments when your child is melting down because the cup is the wrong color, or their toast has a broken corner, or they can't find a toy they weren't even playing with. Parents often say, "Stop crying. It's not a big deal. You're overreacting," or "Why are you doing this again?" But in those moments, your child is not trying to manipulate you. They are overwhelmed by sensations they don't have the language to express. They don't need logic, they need safety. They need you to say, "I see you. I'm here. I get that you're upset. Let's figure this out together." This is not indulgence. This is brain wiring. Early childhood is when the nervous system learns what to expect from the world. If the world responds with fear, the child becomes hypervigilant. If the world responds with coldness, the child becomes emotionally shut down. If the world responds with shame, the child learns to hide parts of themselves. But if the world, in the form of you, responds with connection, the child learns resilience and self-worth. That becomes the foundation for emotional intelligence, which matters far more in adulthood than early academic skills. Think about the adults you know. Who succeeds? Who struggles? Who leads? Who collapses? It's rarely about who learned the alphabet first. It's about who learned how to stay calm under stress, how to communicate, how to trust themselves, how to express emotions without fear, and how to bounce back when life gets hard. These skills do not magically appear at age 25. They begin forming the very first time a toddler throws a tantrum and a parent responds with gentleness instead of anger. Many parents don't realize they are building their child's future stress response system in real time. Every comforting hug, every patient explanation, every moment of presence after a meltdown, every "I hear you," every "I'm here," every calm boundary teaches the child stress is manageable, I am not alone, my feelings are safe. Meanwhile, yelling, threats, humiliation, or emotional distance teach stress is dangerous, I must protect myself, I cannot trust others with my feelings. And that belief becomes the lens through which they see school, friends, relationships, and the world. This is why your child's first 5 years are not about academics, they are about attachment. Attachment is not spoiling, it is the neurological blueprint that shapes how a child will cope with emotions, relationships, learning, and even physical health. When a child feels connected, the brain grows stronger neural pathways for empathy, self-regulation, confidence, and problem-solving. When connection is missing, the brain grows pathways for fear, avoidance, anxiety, aggression, or emotional shutdown. So the real work of parenting before age 5 is invisible work, comforting, co-regulating, being present, noticing cues, slowing down, connecting, and responding with warmth. Not teaching letters, not teaching numbers, not rushing developmental milestones, not comparing your child to others. Emotional safety becomes the soil from which every other skill grows naturally. When children feel emotionally safe, they learn faster, explore more, ask more questions, and try new things with confidence. When they feel unsafe, they cling, hide, resist, avoid, or shut down. Parents often worry that if they don't push early academics, their child will fall behind. But research consistently shows that by 3rd grade, children who learned early academics have no long-term advantage over children who spent early childhood playing, bonding, exploring, and developing emotionally. In fact, children pushed too early often experience more stress, more pressure, less creativity, and lower motivation because early learning becomes associated with fear instead of curiosity. Meanwhile, emotionally safe children become eager learners because the process feels joyful, not stressful. So how do you build emotional safety in daily life? It begins with slowing down enough to see your child's emotions before reacting to their behavior. It means asking yourself, what is the feeling behind the behavior? Instead of, how do I stop this behavior right now? It means understanding that whining is not disrespect. It is a request for help. Tantrums are not defiance, they are overflow. Hitting is not bad behavior. It is dysregulation. Emotional safety is created when you respond to the need behind the behavior, not the behavior alone. When your child cries, your calm presence tells their nervous system you're safe. When they get frustrated, your voice tone teaches them how to handle stress. When they make mistakes, your response teaches them whether mistakes are acceptable or shameful. When they express fear, your reassurance becomes the template for their future self-talk. Everything your child experiences with you becomes the way they speak to themselves later in life. One of the simplest ways to build emotional safety is through co-regulation. Co-regulation means you lend your calm to your child's storm. Children cannot self-regulate until they've been regulated by you for years. Self-regulation is not a skill they are born with. It is one they borrow until they can develop it. So when a child screams, cries, melts down, or hits, the goal is not to stop the behavior, but to guide the emotion. Your calm nervous system becomes their anchor. You show them what staying steady looks like. They watch you, absorb you, copy you, and eventually internalize your response as their own. Another key part of emotional safety is predictable boundaries. Emotional safety does not mean saying yes to everything. It means saying no with kindness. Children feel safer when adults are firm, kind, and consistent, not harsh or unpredictable. A boundary delivered gently, "I won't let you hit," is far more effective than punishment delivered coldly, "Stop that or you're getting in trouble." Boundaries keep the child's world stable. Your warmth keeps their emotions safe. Play is another essential piece. Play is a child's language. When you play with your child, you are giving them undivided presence, emotional connection, and the freedom to express themselves freely. Play builds brain connections, strengthens your bond, and teaches communication without lecturing. 10 minutes of truly present play does more for a child's development than an hour of tracing letters. And then there's the power of repair. Every parent loses patience. Every parent makes mistakes. Every parent says things they regret. Emotional safety does not require perfection. It requires repair. When you apologize, you show your child that relationships can bend without breaking. They learn humility, empathy, accountability, and forgiveness. More importantly, they learn that love is not ruined by imperfections. This is one of the strongest predictors of emotional resilience in adulthood. Before age 5, children need presence more than performance. They need connection more than correction. They need your eyes, your voice, your face, your calm, not worksheets or flashcards. Emotional safety is the foundation for everything your child will become. A child who feels safe becomes teachable. A child who feels safe becomes confident. A child who feels safe becomes emotionally intelligent, socially capable, and mentally strong. And here's the truth most parents never hear. Once emotional safety is established, academic learning becomes easy. A child who feels secure will naturally learn language, numbers, problem-solving, communication, curiosity, and creativity, because the brain is free to explore without fear. Children are wired to learn. You just have to give them the emotional soil to grow in. The first 5 years shape the brain more rapidly than any other stage of life. These years decide how your child will handle stress, relationships, challenges, mistakes, and emotions. Not because of how early they learned the alphabet, but because of how deeply they felt loved. That becomes the secret advantage that lasts a lifetime. And that is why the number one thing kids need before age 5 is not ABC or 1, 2, 3. It is emotional safety. The feeling that I matter, I am understood, my feelings are safe, and my parent is here with me, not against me. So the next time your child cries, pause. The next time they tantrum, breathe. The next time they whine, lean in. The next time they cling, hold them closer. And the next time you feel pressure to teach early academics, remember, a connected child learns faster than a stressed child. You are not raising a test score, you are shaping a human heart, a human mind, and a human future. And emotional safety is the most powerful gift you can give them in the first 5 years of life, the one that outlasts every flashcard, every lesson, and every alphabet song.